You're back with Motors, you're back with me, Marco. We're looking at Italian touring car racing from Enna Pegusa. This is round 8 of the Italian Championship, a hard-fought championship this year, in which Emanuele Pirro has taken the four-wheel drive Audi A4 to an impressive 9 wins and 3 second places. Mugello, the only place he hasn't been first or second, he was third and fifth there. So fantastic season for the 33-year-old former Formula One driver. Well, round 8, as we said, Enna is a 3.6 mile, very, very fast circuit around a lake, 106 mile per hour qualifying average. And on pole, Gianni Morbidelli, his best this year, third at Misano. BMW have not had a win this year. The CB M318i struggling. Emanuele Naspetti, second fastest, and alongside them, behind, one row behind, Fabrizio Giovanardi for Alfa Romeo and teammate Antonio Tamburini on row 2. This man, championship leader Pirro, and teammate Rinaldo Dindo Capelli on row 3. Capello's had a win, Giovanardi's had a win, but none of the others here have tasted the checkered flag this year. So start of race 1, Giovanardi, he makes a great start from row 2 of the grid in the Alfa Romeo, really gets the power down. The car, of course, lighter, not being four-wheel drive, powers into the first corner ahead of Morbidelli. Let's go on board. We are on board with Morbidelli, starting this very, very long 3.6 mile lap here. Giovanardi, Morbidelli, then Naspetti, then Pirro, then Monza winner Roberto Colciago, and Pirro collide. Pirro goes off, Colciago gets back on the track. So a rotten start for Pirro. He starts dead last, that's 18th in the race. As on lap 2, Giovanardi, Morbidelli and Naspetti now fighting it out. Then come Colciago, Tamburini and Capello. On board again with Tamburini. Lap 3. Going under the hill. Racing is ultra close now. Tamburini really pushing. Roberto Colciago. Cargo in the Opel. They're going through one of the 3 chicanes here. Oh, and he's close. They touch. Oh no, Colciago goes over. It's a huge accident. The car rolls 3 times, hits the barriers, falls back onto the track. There's a view from inside. Colciago, fortunately, unhurt in the RC Motorsport Opel, but look at this. Over he goes. It's a big, big accident. 1, 2, 3 rolls, hits the barrier. The car flies into the air, falls back onto its roof, fortunately onto the tyres, and somehow Colciago walks away from this absolutely enormous accident. Well, Morbidelli, meanwhile, has taken the lead from Giovanardi. Well, he's about to take the lead. Here he comes. We're on board. Morbidelli going through, passes Giovanardi, and BMW heading perhaps for its first win of 1995. It's been a bad year for the Munich marque here in the Italian series. Morbidelli driving absolutely beautifully. His best result this year has been a 3rd place at Misano in the last round, so they're eventually finding these Yokohamas are working. Big battles going on all the way down through the field. But it's a black flag. It's a stop-go penalty for Tamburini because of that push for Colciago. In he comes, he takes it. In fact, it's not even 10 seconds. It is just a stop-go. Naspetti now really powering through. Oh, and the BMW hits the end of the tyre wall, does a lot of damage, retires with a front right wheel puncture and other suspension damage. That was a hard knock. So the second of the BMWs out of the race. But meanwhile, his teammate leading here this 8th round race. 15 of the Italian Touring Car Championship. Well, 3 laps before the end. This is the 4th place fight between Oscar Larari, Tamburini and Pirro. Oh, it all comes to grief. Tamburini pushes Larari into a big spin. Didn't have much of a chance to brake. Tamburini was already in the air when they started braking. Came down, hit Larari, and that was it. Well, Tamburini keeps his 4th place. Pirro's going to finish 5th. On board with Morbidelli heading for his first victory of 1995. He takes fastest lap as well, in front of Giovanardi and Dindo Capello. So BMW is back. For race 2, and as we saw in race 1, Giovanardi just gets the jump again, the whole shot down into that first corner. The chicane where in Formula 2 days there were always so many accidents. Remember Stefan Johansson spectacularly rolling going down to that corner when I was at that race, but no problems this time. Lap 1, Giovanardi, Morbidelli, Tamburini and Capello. Coming down now into one of the back chicanes. Oh, these cars aren't going to fit. That's Larari and Naspetti. Naspetti goes into the barriers. Larari continues, and Naspetti out of the race. Let's go on board again with Emanuele Pirro, fighting for 9th place with Mauro Trioni. This is our championship leader, remember, with 9 wins, fighting his way through the back of the field. We'll fight for first place, meanwhile, going on between Giovanardi and Morbidelli. Giovanardi still leading the race here, making best use of these chicanes. Oh, behind them, Pirro eventually gets that place. That was Capello, in fact, taking 3rd place from Tamburini. And at the end of lap 2, it's Giovanardi, Morbidelli, Capello, Tamburini, Gerardo Casago, who's leading the privateers here in his Alfa Romeo. Then Gianluca Roda, and Pirro now up into 7th place, but all sorts of problems underneath the Audi there. But Roda is out, he's retiring, he pulls off the edge of the track. And Pirro takes 5th place from Casago. It's now lap 10 already in the second race. We go back on board with Morbidelli, trying to take that lead away from Giovanardi again. Giovanardi's just taken fastest lap of the race, but it's not going to be repeated on this lap because through goes Morbidelli, take the lead again, just as we saw happen in the first race. So Morbidelli in the BMW, heading for what could be BMW's 2nd win of 1995, and that on the same day. Capello into the pits to change tyres. He's 3rd, but he's going to finish 5th behind his teammate Emanuele Pirro. Back on the track, let's go on board again with Morbidelli, who's just coming up now to take his 2nd victory in a row in front of Fabrizio Giovanardi and Antonio Tamburini. So it's great. 2 wins for BMW. They are back with a vengeance. Their first wins of 1995, but only 2 rounds to go. And Pirro is virtually assured of the title. 263 points against Capello's 197 and Tamburini's 149.